Alright guys, in today's cook we are doing orange chicken. We're using a great little technique to cook the chicken in the air fryer, which we're then going to finish with a homemade sauce which is flavour packed, which I know that you're just going to love. So this is the shopping list that you're going to need to replicate this dish. So obviously you're going to need some chicken. So I've got 2 chicken breasts here. We're going to be using some light soy, some sesame oil. This is a big one in this. Salt and pepper, some garlic powder. Okay, I've got some malt vinegar, but really any vinegar will do, to be perfectly honest. Orange marmalade, some smooth orange juice, okay, cornflour, and we're going to be finishing it off with some sesames. I've got some regular ones and I've got some black ones just to be fancy today. So let's cook. The first step obviously is to prepare our chicken. So this is really simple. We just need to slice this into pieces and then cube it into chunks that are roughly about 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay, so you can see this is the sort of size, not too small, but we don't want them to be massive. You know, nice little bite-sized pieces. Just make sure that they're all roughly about the same size. So now we're going to prepare the chicken with a spoonful of sesame oil and then another spoonful of the soy. This is going to give it some incredible flavour from the off. Then we're going to go with a teaspoon of the garlic powder, and then we're just gonna mix this through so the chicken is fully coated in this real base seasoning mixture. But this is also the trick to get the coating. So just make sure that you mix this so it is fully coated. Okay, you can see just by stirring, you don't need too much. I haven't gone through with loads and loads because we don't want to make a soupy batter. Okay, so this is the technique. Okay, so once we've kind of coated that chicken in the oil mix, essentially, we put in 2 tablespoons of cornflour. Just dump it into the bowl over the chicken, and then you're going to add your regular seasoning of salt and the pepper. Okay, and then we're just going to start mixing this through. And what's actually going to happen is the cornflour is going to stick to the chicken. Okay, it's going to combine slightly with the oil and create a nice dry coating. Okay, and this is the technique, because when we're using the air fryer, we cannot make a wet batter. We're not dropping this chicken in boiling hot oil. Okay, we're putting it in the air fryer, so really it needs to be dry. Obviously we can put some more oil to crisp things up once it's in the air fryer, but we can't put a wet batter. Okay, so if you need a little bit extra cornflour like I did, as you saw, you just put it in until you start really getting a nice dusting of this cornflour around this chicken. Okay, and keep stirring until it is fully covered. And if you take a look at this chicken here, when I zoom in, there you can see it's got a nice light coating. Okay, and then stick these into your air fryer. Now the beauty of this is that you don't have to have loads and loads of space around each piece of chicken. Okay, you can pack them in, but not too much. Okay, in the meantime we need to make a bit of a cornflour slurry. Okay, because this is for the sauce. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a spoonful of your cornflour and then just put in a little bit of water, cold water, and just mix it through. Okay, you don't want too much. You just want it to be like cream, okay, that you might have on your strawberries. Okay, so just mix it through so it's all hydrated and you've got that kind of creamy consistency ready for when you cook the sauce. So we'll get this chicken, give it a few sprays of the oil before it goes into the air fryer for 10 minutes. Remember, this is chicken breast, so there's not much fat. So you're going to need some oil to help crisp it up because it's not going to leach oil. So in the meantime, we can make this sauce because, you know, it's only going to take 10 minutes. So we have to go back to the stove and we've got our pan. We're going to put in our orange juice, roughly about 200 mils, and then a big tablespoon of marmalade. What I would recommend first is that you give that marmalade a bit of a mix in the jar, so it loosens it up instead of putting a big blob like I did here. Because as you'll see in a minute, it took a while to melt. Okay, so then you're going to put in your vinegar, your soy sauce, and a little bit of the sesame oil. Give it some seasoning of the salt and the freshly black pepper. So as you can see, quite a few grinds of that. And then we can put on the heat and we can start heating it. So obviously if I had beaten up the marmalade, this would have combined a lot quicker than it did. Okay, so it took a few minutes for that to start melting down. Once it's melted down, you start to get like a bit of a sauce already. Then you pour in your cornflour mixture. Be careful with this. You want to put it in there and you want to mix it straight away, okay? Because it will start to thicken, particularly if the pan's hot. So make sure that your sauce is not too hot. The heat isn't too ferocious, okay? And then keep mixing until it gets really, 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 really thick. And then you're ready to finish and plate up. And all you do is, once that chicken's had its 10 minutes, you can drop this into the sauce and just mix it through. Make sure that each piece of chicken is fully coated, okay? And this crispy chicken is going to take on that sauce brilliantly, and you are ready to get your plate. Now, I serve this up with some plain rice because this had so much flavor. It didn't need anything fancy to go with it. Put it all on the top of the rice, and then you can sprinkle over some sesame seeds for presentation. And as you can see, we are now ready. Right guys, welcome back to the taste test. Today we went with orange chicken, and this is a meal that I really, really do like. And as you saw, this was super easy. One of the easiest, and looks great. We've gone with the modern twist of the, the regular and the black sesame seeds to give it a really attractive look. Once again, we've done it in the air fryer, so I don't know whether this is naughty or not. It wasn't deep fried, but it does have a fair amount of sugar. Let you decide on that. Either way, really easy, really simple, and the important part, that is lovely. That is really, really good. Sweet, but not too sweet. A little bit of tangy. We put in a little bit of the vinegar. There's not really much to say apart from the fact that this is really, really good. So I would say take a punt on that. We're using a technique that I've been using quite a bit in videos recently, where we're applying a little bit of oil to chicken, some flavourings, and then adding the cornflour, smashing it in the air fryer. And you're getting crispy chicken that you can use for so many different things. You can have it on its own, but also you can apply it in dishes like this that need a little bit extra. That if you just cooked up the chicken, it would be a little bit, soggy, not that great. You need a little bit of texture. This method is an absolute winner, and I really hope that you give it a go. I hope you like it. I hope you try it, and let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up. As always, gotta love those comments. Share the video if you think someone else is going to appreciate knowing how to make this absolute banger of a dish. Have a great day. We'll see you soon for the video next week. So good. So good. Oh, and serve it up with anything you like. I've gone with just some white rice. So take it easy.